Hello, and welcome to Gus McDowell Strategy and Tactics, and thank you to our subscribers. Today we're playing Sonorless Combat Systems Fleet Command, an operational level naval combat simulator from 1998. Please remember to like the video and subscribe for more great strategy and tactics content. And if you want to buy me a coffee, the links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. In this campaign, the Peacemakers, we look at a series of peacekeeping operations undertaken by America and its allies in the alternate 1990s world of Fleet Command. In this scenario, Peacekeepers, a NATO task force, enforces peacekeeping sanctions. This scenario is loosely based on Operation Allied Force, NATO's air war against Serbia during the war in Kosovo. This began with airstrikes and Tomahawk strikes on 24 March 1999. The strikes targeted command centres and radar sites. F-16 Fighting Falcons and EA-6B Prowlers conducted suppression of air defence or SCS missions. The objective was to force Serbia to stop its war against Kosovo. The Yugoslav Air Force scrambled 5 MiG-29s to counter NATO aircraft. All were shot down or damaged. In all, NATO flew around 38,000 combat missions, many more than depicted in this scenario. In the last episode, a strike package from Teddy Roosevelt attacked Podgorica Air Base, shooting down 5 MiG-25 Foxbats during offensive counter-air, knocking out 3 SAM sites and destroying the airbase. However, a Prowler was shot down, the pilot ejected, and a rescue mission is being planned. In this episode, the NATO task group must conduct reconnaissance, then Tomahawk land strikes on targets near Ivangrad and Novi Pazar, and rescue the downed Prowler pilot. With the Podgorica complex destroyed, attention now shifts to the Ivangrad complex.
Will do, Roger, out.
The aircraft move into position.
Roger.
Teddy Roosevelt puts more Tomcats up for fleet defence.
Permission to launch aircraft. Wilco out.
Roger.
It is also time for the rescue mission. Teddy Roosevelt launches 2 SH-60F Seahawk helicopters
Kick that aircraft off the deck. Affirmative.
and puts another 2 on Alert 15. The attack on Ivangrad will follow the same plan. The plan is to 1. Ingress to the target, 2. Conduct offensive counter-air, 3. Conduct suppression of enemy air defences, or SCS, using electronic warfare to jam enemy radars, 4. Commence destruction of enemy air defences, or DIAD, using HARM missiles, 5. Identify the targets for subsequent engagement and destruction by Tomahawks, then 6. Egress back to the carrier.
Can do, out.
The aircraft now jam the ground contacts.
Proceed classified track. Will do. 1199. Can do. Can do, Roger, out. Proceed to base. Will do.
Some of the Prowlers are low on fuel and now return to base.
Affirmative, out. Identify track. 1199. Will do.
The aircraft now jam the ground contacts. At least one is a radar.
Will do, out.
The remaining aircraft jam the radar site while a pair of Tomahawk missiles approaches their target. They destroy a SAM site. Meanwhile, the Viking has positively identified the radar as a SAM site and the second ground target as an armory.
ID track 1200. Can do.
With the Orion jamming the SAM, the Viking turns north to identify the remaining contact. The Prowler also jams the SAM site.
Roger out.
The Viking positively identifies the contact as a command center.
Can do. Roger out.
The Viking and Prowler now turn their attention to identifying targets in the Novi Pasar complex. Philippine Sea prepares to engage targets at Ivangrad with Tomahawk missiles. First, the SAM site.
Engaging track 1202. Will do. Roger out. Weapon away. Track 1202.
Then the armory.
Take track 1199. Wilco out. Missile away. Track 1199. Kill track 1199. Wilco, missile away. Track 1199.
Then the command center.
Taking track 1200. Wilco, missile away. Track 1200. Engage track 1200. Will do. Weapon away. Track 1200.
Other aircraft move away to clear air for the Tomahawks.
Roger out. Will do.
Teddy Roosevelt has launched the two rescue SH-60F Seahawks.
Can do. Can do out.
They turn in for the Montenegrin coastline. With the Orion suppressing enemy air defences by jamming the SAM site at Ivangrad, the Prowler now turns to jam the first ground contact at Novi Pasar.
Can do. Roger out. Identify track 1203. Will do. Roger out.
The Viking moves in to conduct visual identification, or VID.
Affirmative. ID track 1204. Affirmative out.
Both aircraft switch to the second ground contact. The first is positively identified as an armory. No red dot underneath means the target is not being jammed. In this case, it is probably not an emitter. The coordinates are reported back for the Tomahawk strike. The second contact is positively identified as a warehouse. Coordinates are reported back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez now prepares to strike targets at Novi Pasar.
Kill track 1203. Will do. Roger out. Missile away. Track 1203. Taking track 1204. Affirmative out. Weapon away. Track 1204.
The Tomahawks cross the coast.
Affirmative out. Will do out.
The Prowler and Viking take position to provide additional EW support to the Tomahawk strike at Ivangrad.
Will do out. Out. Returning down plate, can do. Roger, returning to base. Roger out.
2 Tomcats are bingo fuel and return to the carrier. The first Tomahawk approaches the SAM site.
Kill track 1202.
Hit! The SAM site is destroyed.
Kill track 1199.
Hit! The next Tomahawk destroys the armory at Ivangrad. With a second follow-on engagement to confirm destruction. Next, the command centre. Hitting this target will disrupt the Serbian offensive in Kosovo.
Battle damage assessment.
1200.
Hit! The Tomahawk destroys the command centre. And a second follow-on engagement to confirm destruction. Now reviewing our tasking. We have rescued the pilot. Battle damage report message received. The airport at Podgorica has been destroyed. The command centre at Ivangrad has been destroyed. Only the warehouse and armory at Novi Pasar remain. Tomahawks are streaking towards Novi Pasar.
Weapon away, track 1203.
The Tomahawk appears to have collided with terrain. Gonzalez re-engages.
Return to home plate, can do, out. Returning to base, affirmative, out.
The other Tomahawk continues on. It flies nap of the earth, or note, constantly adjusting altitude to remain low but above terrain.
Track 1204.
Hit! The Tomahawk destroys the warehouse at Novi Pasar.
Gill track 1203. Wilco out. Weapon away, track 1203.
The Lynx has crossed the Montenegrin coast and maintains contact with the downed pilot.
Out.
A Tomcat comes into land on Teddy Roosevelt. You have the ball. Again, you can see the Tomahawk's note flying across the Serbian countryside. But it crashes at the same point. Time for the rescue mission. Both Seahawks are in position. They have detachments of US Marines on board to secure the landing site while they recover the pilot. And there are 2 helicopters. In case there is a problem with the first, the second can take over. This rescue mission is inspired by the story of Captain Scott O'Grady, an American F-16 pilot who in 1995 ejected behind enemy lines in Yugoslavia. He then evaded capture for 6 days while stuck behind enemy lines. Finally, 2 CH-53 Sea Stallion helicopters rescued him from behind enemy lines and returned him to the carrier battle group. They made a movie about it, but I can't remember the name. The helicopters are supported by 2 Tomcats flying combat air patrol overhead.
Down pilot on board, out.
Personnel safely recovered, rescue mission accomplished. Now to egress back to the carrier.
Proceed to base, roger, out.
The Tomcats remain in position until the helicopters clear the coastline. This Tomahawk also collides with terrain. There is something wrong with the navigation information. The task group still needs to destroy the armory at Novi Pazar. Gonzalez fires again.
Kill track 1203, Wilco out. Missile away, track 120, take track 1203, roger, out. Weapon away, track 1203. Can do, out.
A Viking moves in.
Return to home plate, will do, roger, out. Take track missile away, track 1203.
And Philippine Sea fires a Tomahawk from a different angle.
Engage track 1203, will do, out. Missile away, track 1203. History, take track 1203, will do, roger, out.
The helicopters from the rescue mission clear the coastline and go feet wet. To their east, the Tomahawks streak to the target.
Can do.
The Tomcats now move to a combat air patrol position. Battle damage report message received. The warehouse at Novi Pazar has been destroyed. Only the armory now remains. The Tomahawks from Gonzales all collide with terrain at the same spot. Hopefully not an orphanage. The remaining Tomahawks close in on the armory.
Battle damage.
1, 2, 0, 3.
Hit! The armory is destroyed. A second missile hits.
Return to home plate. Affirmative.
The remaining aircraft are ordered to return to base. Mission accomplished. Mission effectiveness 88%. Let's review friendly forces. One F-14 Tomcat hit the ground for -100 points. One EA-6B Prowler was killed by a MiG-25 Foxbat with an R-40 air-to-air missile for -100 points. But the pilot was recovered. Otherwise, all friendly forces were unharmed. Let's review enemy forces. Warehouse killed by Gonzales DDG-66 with a Tomahawk land attack missile for 200 points. Armory killed by Philippine Sea with Tomahawk for 300 points. Command Center killed by Philippine Sea with a Tomahawk for 300 points. Armory killed by Philippine Sea with a Tomahawk for 300 points. Airport killed by Philippine Sea with a Tomahawk for 500 points. SAM site killed by Philippine Sea with a Tomahawk for 100 points. A second SAM site killed by an EA-6B Prowler with an AGM-88 Hum ASM for 100 points. A third SAM site killed by Philippine Sea with a Tomahawk for 100 points. A fourth SAM site killed by an EA-6B Prowler with AGM-88 Hum air-to-surface missile for 100 points. A MiG-25 Foxbat killed by an FA-18 Hornet with an AIM-120 AMRAAM air-to-air missile for 100 points. A second MiG-25 Foxbat killed by an F-14 Tomcat with a Phoenix for 100 points. A third MiG-25 Foxbat killed by an F-14 Tomcat with a Phoenix for 100 points. A fourth MiG-25 Foxbat killed by an FA-18 Hornet with AIM-120 AMRAAM air-to-air missile for 100 points. A fifth MiG-25 Foxbat killed by an FA-18 Hornet with an AIM-120 AMRAAM air-to-air missile for 100 points. Finally, a fifth SAM site killed by Gonzales with a Tomahawk for 100 points. Assigned tasks. From bottom to top. South Launch Basket 2 Bravo Strike 2 package received. Novi Pazar Armory. The armory at Novi Pazar was completely destroyed. Novi Pazar Warehouse. The warehouse at Novi Pazar was completely destroyed. North Launch Basket 1 Alpha Strike 1 package received. Ivangrad Command Center. The command center at Ivangrad was completely destroyed. Ivangrad Armory. The armory at Ivangrad was not completely destroyed. I think this is a bug, as we engaged the armory with 2 Tomahawk missiles and it was destroyed. But let's see in the replay. Podgorica Airport. The airport at Podgorica was completely destroyed. Pilot rescue. The pilot was successfully rescued. Peace in Kosovo. Not all taskings were completed. There is no guarantee of peace in Kosovo. Again, I think this is only because of the bug with the armory at Ivangrad, but I could be wrong. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let's watch the replay for lessons learned. First, NATO forces sought to establish air control. Then, Iron Duke launched a helicopter on a rescue mission for a downed NATO pilot. At this time, the task group was receiving strike orders for Podgorica, Ivangrad and Novi Pazar. And the strike package launches from Teddy Roosevelt. The EP-3 Orion from Sigonella flies into the battlespace. The strike on Podgorica is first. Ground contacts are jammed, and the prowlers move in. 1 SAM site destroyed. Podgorica launches MiG-25 Foxbats. A prowler is shot down. A furious air battle erupts with long-range Fox 3 AMRAAM and Phoenix engagements. Five Serbian Foxbats are shot down. No further NATO losses. Offensive air complete, SEAD and DEAD continue. Podgorica Airport is hit. And a second SAM site destroyed. The aircraft mark targets for the Tomahawk engagement. Tomahawks hit and destroy Podgorica Airport and a third SAM site. Ivangrad is next up. The aircraft move in for SEAD with electronic jamming and positively identify ground targets. The Tomahawks execute DEAD against a SAM site. And the aircraft conduct SEAD and PID on targets at Novi Pazar. The Tomahawk strike against Ivangrad hits and destroys a 5th SAM site. The armory. It is clearly showing us destroyed on the replay. And command center. The first strike on Novi Pazar destroys the warehouse. The pilot rescue mission. Tomcats provide overwatch. Seahawks conduct the rescue. pilot on board, the helicopters make for the coast under the watchful eyes of the Tomcats. Finally, the strike on the armoury at Novi Pasar. The armoury is destroyed. Mission complete. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and donate, and stay tuned for the next episode.